most importantly, get the best premium picks in the history of the world at PicksDepot.com. On this report, I am going to take a look at the top 2021-2022 Heisman Trophy winner candidates. Quite frankly, I do think the guy who is the favorite should be the favorite. And if I were simply making a pick for, say, Street and Smith's Magazine or Sporting News or whatever, he's the guy that I would choose. However, from a betting standpoint, it's always about value. And when a guy is greatly undervalued, whether it's horse racing or whether it's betting futures, whether it's betting money line games, especially in Major League Baseball, when you do have somebody who is great value, you've got to bet on it. First of all, let's talk about the favorite, Spencer Rattler, who is plus 350 at the sports books as we speak. He should be, as I said, the leading contender. He's at Oklahoma, which has seen a couple of Heisman Trophy winners lately, where both Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray have won it, Sam Bradford going back to 2008. They've also seen some guys, Jalen Hurts was making a run at it, well, both literally and figuratively, I guess you could say. Last year, he came up a little bit short, but this is a great place to go if you're a quarterback especially, and for quite a few reasons. Obviously, Lincoln Riley is one of the top offensive minds in the entire country. He loves to pass the ball, and the Big 12 is ideal in that it's generally respected as perhaps the second or third or fourth, along with the Big 10 and the Pac-12. Well, the Big 12, until, of course, their two best teams move to the SEC, it's considered to be one of the top conferences in the country, so those numbers are going to be taken seriously, but Rattler isn't going to have to face defenses that he would see if he were in the example, the Southeastern Conference, and maybe not even as good as he would be facing in the Big 10, but those numbers will be bloated a little bit because of the style that the Big 12 plays, but it's quite clear you can win and certainly contend for a Heisman Trophy at Oklahoma, and Oklahoma is a legitimate national title contender. That greatly helps, even though in recent years, I'm old enough to remember where you usually had to have one loss or no losses to be a Heisman Trophy winner. That's not necessarily the case anymore. Still, being on a team that is at least a national championship contender helps greatly. NFL scouts have him rated as the top quarterback prospect generally in the consensus entering this year, so he clearly has all the tools in the world. He's a pretty darn good athlete. And like I said, I don't really think you could logically make an argument why he shouldn't be the favorite. I do know some sports books around the world allow you to bet the field against the favorite. I really think about the only argument you could make for betting the field against him would be he could easily get hurt. So in some respects, you're saying you're playing the percentages because he could wind up missing 2 or 3 games. And of course, there's always that burden of high expectations. But do not try to outsmart the room. He should be the favorite. However, when it comes to betting on sports, whether you're talking about money lines, as I said, in baseball or whatever, it's all about value. And there's no question in my mind that Emory Jones at plus 4,000. He, of course, the Florida quarterback is fantastic value. He's as good of a running quarterback as you'll have seen in years. He's going to put up quite a few yards, averaging 5.6 yards per carry. That is, of course, extremely impressive, to say the least. And the fact that he is averaging those 5.6 yards per carry, the old adage that the run sets up the pass and the pass sets up the run, that's even more true. Yes, even more true when it comes to a quarterback's running ability setting up his own passing ability. Florida's also a pretty decent dark horse for the national title. We currently have them rated as the 14th best candidate. Our power ratings have them rated 14th in the country. So if they can pull an upset against Georgia and actually make it to the SEC championship game, that all of a sudden means that Emory Jones really skyrockets towards the top of the Heisman Trophy candidates. And it's not really all that far out of the realm of possibility that Alabama could be upset in the SEC championship game. So I just think value here at plus 4,000. Now, part of the reason is that he is such a long shot is that, of course, not only is he unproven, especially as a quarterback, but remember, he was highly touted coming in. This is not, some crazy red shirt. This is a guy with some really great credentials. So I do think that he clearly has the tools to win it. The receivers around him are also unproven, but that is why he's great value. Dan Mullen, who's also a great offensive coach, he's certainly gotten some really good talent around him. So I really think that both Jones and his teammates, they can kind of grow together. That's why at plus 4,000. Incredibly tempting. So my official bet is to bet on Emory Jones plus the 4,000 to win the Heisman. Make sure you subscribe to us on Twitter at Picks Depot. Always visit picksdepot.com before placing a bet. And you definitely want to also subscribe to this YouTube channel for free picks all years long. It's all about Picks Depot.